Good morning, Emmanuels and church family and friends. Greetings from my front porch on this gorgeous day. The birds have filled the morning with such song. I wish you all the best. I want to bring you just a few updates as our week draws to a close. It's been a week or so since Pastor Kelsey or I have greeted you in this way, but I wanted to share some things with you and some reminders and some updates on some information that we've been given and programs that are happening in and around. Don't forget that every Sunday we join together for worship on Facebook right here on our church page. That begins at 10:30. There's always a wonderful little greeting video from members of our church, families and friends and children and youth and all sorts of things. So head on over there about 10 o'clock or 10:15, and man, we'd love to have you there. It'd be great to see you in worship. Also, in addition to our Sunday worship, we have midweek services returning. This last Wednesday was the first time we have done that. That begins at 12:05. You can, once that is loaded, and you can watch it at any point in time during the day, but it goes live at 12:05. Really thankful for Pastor Kelsey and her wisdom in bringing to us a Sanctified Arts Unraveled series. This devotion series is 12 weeks long, and we intend on using it as the focal text, both in art and in prayer and in readings for our midweek services. And we're working on figuring out the best way to get that devotion out to the congregation. The artwork is beautiful. The reflections are beautiful. Really thankful for that as well. Our Camp Emmanuels, which is a program out of our day school serving our kindergarten through 6th grade youth who have parents that are essential workers that need a place for their kids to go, continues to blow and go and thrive. So thankful to our day school staff as well as our director, Victoria Bauer, for the wisdom and insight to bring that program to us. If you happen to drive by the church and you see some older kids moving back and forth into the building, that's exactly what's going on. So thankful for that. And we're looking at ways as to how that might be expanded into the fall so that we can continue to care for youth and care for families that might need just a little bit extra support as we figure out how all this is going to work out and how this is going to happen with that as well. I've got notes here, that's why I keep looking down. One of the big things that was going on as well is the PPP program, the Payroll Protection Program. We as a church, and I'm very thankful to Susan Yates, our council president, Keith Vineyard, our treasurer, and Denise Johns, our director of business operations, for being so forthright and forward-thinking. They got us in the queue for that particular grant program, and we were awarded that program a grant that will hopefully come to us by the end of the week. That will make sure that all of our staff, day school and church, are paid throughout this time of COVID-19, at least for the next set of weeks. Really thankful for their work. That took a lot of energy and a lot of number crunching to get all of that through. So really thankful for them and their wisdom. I've had a number of questions and text messages and phone calls and all those kinds of things that from folks who are asking, when are we going to come back together? When are we going to get to be church that sits in study together and in fellowship together and certainly in worship together? That's a big question, and right now I don't have any specific answers for you. We have begun the process of going through the document that was released by the CDC yesterday about joining together again. Worshiping communities are a part of that document. Our executive council and executive staff are working through those particular pieces, trying to come up with the best possible program and process is a better way, not program, about how we can become a church together again, especially in the midst of all the things that we've learned being apart. As we go through that, we will keep you updated. Bishop Sue Briner, our Synod Bishop, along with the other two bishops of the Texas Synods, they have also released a document that helps give a little bit more clarity to the responses that churches are going to be encouraged to follow. So that is also a part of our conversation. I was in a Zoom meeting yesterday with Bishop Briner, and she kind of walked us through some of those processes. And I also got to hear from colleagues around the Synod about how we're going to make that transition. Sherry Hardwick in our office, our campus administrator, used great language in our staff meeting. We took baby steps out. We're going to take baby steps coming in. We're going to be very smart. We're going to be very intentional about how we become a community of faith that worships and sits together again. So those are important things. And they're safety things too. So I invite you to think about what that might look like for you and your family or you individually. Health concerns, the things we've learned, like sharing the peace, communion, and all those kind of things. So keep that in the forefront of your mind. But as more of those details get unraveled, to use our devotional theme, and as we get more of clarity about what that's going to mean for us, we will certainly share that with you as well. Yesterday was Professional Administrators Day, and I am so thankful and want to lift up for you, and I ask that you send an email or a text message or a card in the mail to Sherry Hardwick, our office and campus administrator, Denise Johns, our director of business operations, and Jamie Little, who is over at the day school, who's the administrative assistant there. We could not do the ministry we do. We could not serve the people we do. We could not do what we do as a church without these individuals. They are the backbone of everything we do, whether it's the financials, whether it's getting things published, whether it's getting things proofed, supporting teachers, supporting directors. They are the heart and soul of what it means to be our church. I give so much thanks to them, and I ask that you do the same. I missed it by a day, but that doesn't mean we can't say thank you for the rest of our time together and continue on beyond that. So please share a word of thanksgiving for all that they continue to do as well. And I also want to say thank you to you as our members, as our church. You continue to be faithful. You continue to be loving and caring, even in the midst of the oddities that it is that we are away from each other. You continue to share in love and joy. You pray with each other. You pray for each other. And I thank you so much. You have continued to be an incredible body of Christ. You have exuded and exemplified what it means to be Christ in the midst of chaos and pandemics. And what a joy and what an honor it is to serve alongside you and to serve God's people no matter where we're being called. I invite you to continue that work, to continue to lift up your pew pals, to continue to reach out and visit with people, write letters, emails, texts, whatever you do, whatever makes sense for your journey. Continue to do it and know that I am certainly thankful for all that you do. That's all that I've got on my short list of things here. I see some wonderful friends logging in. Wally, so good to see you. Nancy and Janet, wonderful to see your little blurbs pop up here on the bottom of the video. And for all of those that watch now and are watching later, I give thanks to you. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Have a safe and healthy weekend. Wash those hands. Remember your social distancing and physical distancing. We don't necessarily want to be socially distanced from each other. This is a time we need to reach out, but physically distance is very important. So we give thanks to God for all those that continue to be on the front lines, our doctors and nurses and all of our emergency rescue folks. We lift them up in our prayers as well. Have a blessed week. Have an even better weekend. And I hope to see you all face to face very soon. God bless.